think a lot of people. I think it's happened to a lot of people. They've their parents or whoever, they were like, they had a lot of big dreams, bought them a laptop when they graduated. Like, you can use this for your essays and everything else. Year later, well, I got this laptop, and
Actually,
either
I
go
bought it
ahead.
myself, actually.
Yeah, either or. But most of the time, people are just giving them, white privilege.
Yeah. No, I don't have that. I'm a Latinx. I'm a Latinx. I don't have white privilege. I'm Latinx.
Is that a real term? I'm not familiar.
You haven't heard that? Have you not heard that?
No.
Dude, you don't know about Latinx?
No. Tell me about it. Tell me about Latinx.
It's like the gender neutral of Latina or Latino. People just put an X and they say Latinx. I thought it was Latinx.
Dude, is that an internet thing, or is that like a going around your city type
like
thing?
No, that's like a college campus nationwide type thing.
College campus, like
they use it now,
Berkeley.
it's like any college campus.
Any
I've
college
seen
campus.
I've seen local people say it for sure, like online and
I've
stuff.
never heard that.
I've seen tweets, like viral tweets and stuff like that, where people, they're not being ironic. It's Latinx instead of Latino. Or Latino.
Yeah.
Too much effort to use an A or an O, dude.
We have a little section that's a couple miles from my house that's pretty primarily Latino, and I've never heard that ever. I've been in multiple bakeries. I've been in food vendors. I haven't heard any young people say that term.
It's because the actual, like, regular, normal Latino folk, Hispanic folk would never use that stupid term.
Oh, so it's white people?
Yeah, I mean, no.
No?
It's
Okay.
like specific to like millennial, young
Like
millennial
the
type
culture.
thing. But like the woke type of people say
Okay.
that.
That's
Which is not the average person. Like the,
Nope.
the government would have you think. The average person is not one of these woke Latinxers.
I don't even feel like I should say that word.
Yeah, it sounds like a bad word.
Dude,
What about
it makes
twink?
Whoa, no. That sounds like something completely different, dude.
The twink.
That's something completely different, man. We're going somewhere else with that.
Need the light off for that.
Yeah, no more lights.
I got my big old cans on. Alright,
So I want to hear
what were we
more. I want to hear more about these EDM kids. Unless you want to talk about something else, because
No, I got you on it.
dude,
I went off
you've
on a
told me about
tangent.
them for years, dude. You told me about them for years.
Yeah, they're just disgusting, despicable scum, dude. They're just scum of the earth. No, I'm just kidding. I'm playing with the lighting. I'm getting distracted.
Dude, you're fine, dude. Do whatever you need to.
It's part of the thing.
I'm just hanging out. I've never done a podcast at this time, so the lighting from this window is different.
You should do it. If you do it this time more often, I'll be able to get on with you.
Dude, yeah, we can hop on. I'll have other people in here with us. We can do like full on discussions.
No, just you,
just me. All right, just a one-on-one. All right, that's fine.
Yeah, sure.
That's fair with me. So I got you to watch that series on YouTube.
Hold on. 1 second.
Go ahead.
I'll tell you about the EDM kids.
Okay, yeah. Let me hear about these EDM kids. I thought you were done.
It was a good little trick you did of recording before I even knew, because I was like anxious, but then no, since we're already talking, I felt fine.
It's better if you don't know. It's just me and you having a conversation, dude. The recording's a
Yeah.
barrier. It's a huge barrier. If you don't know about it, it's fun.
Like, still something that like the feds would do though.
Dude, yeah, straight up. I mean, that's how they get good content, though.
Yeah, you're right. All right. Hold on, I'm gonna burp.
Leaf is not the feds, guys. Not the
Is that burp
feds.
audible? That was gross.
I didn't hear it at all.
EDM kids. All right. It's like a Mexican thing. it's like a, at least around here. I don't know. It's just like all these. It's like Mexican kids. They really like. Latinx. My bad. It's like, I don't know. They just like EDM. They like going to raves. They post memes about raves. Their Instagram bios are like, raves like. There's this one kid whose bio is like, this is like in late high school, like a senior year, like EDM saved my life or something like that, which doesn't. How, dude? With other music, that's a pretty dumb statement for like most things.
Yeah.
Most artists, most music, it's pretty stupid to say that.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
It's agreeable.
But specifically EDM, where there's no lyrics. For the most part, unless they're listening
just
to like,
sounds.
What saved your life? I was about to kill myself until I heard that drop, dude. I had a gun up to my head when I heard that. The drop. I said, put the gun down. giving my life to Christ.
We'll pick up this bottle and sip this ecstasy.
It's weird. Yeah, I'm a rave kid. I wear stupid glow in the dark bracelets when I go to raves, and because there's like a EDM festival pretty close to here.
Okay.
This reminds me of I've never
Excuse
been
me.
to. I would never be caught dead.
Are you?
Like that.
Were you
Never.
friends with somebody that turned into an EDM kid?
I knew a few people, but this is a funny little anecdote for you listeners.
They sound like addicts. Go ahead.
In my senior year of high school, what are you, like 50 years old, 30 years old?
Yeah, we'll say that. I'm 47.
I don't know if they had this when you were in high school, but like
All right.
the thing where you it's like there's like websites and programs where you can put a question on the board and the students can answer it on their phones. Do you know of that kind of thing?
No. I grew
Okay,
up
well,
in a
just-
very poverty-stricken area. Okay, we didn't have
Yeah.
tablets and things. We were very fortunate to have a smart board.
Yeah, we had smart boards. I think I don't really know much about anything about the city. I don't know about anything, but I think I kind of technically went to like the nicest school here, because it opened the first year. Like the first year I went, like my graduating class or whatever, were the first. It opened. That's not interesting. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about high school.
Yeah, don't fucking talk about it. Talk about the EDM kids.
Sorry. So it was basically this program where like the teacher puts a question on the board and you like sign into it, and then you all answer questions and it shows when everybody answers it or whatever. But somebody, I forget, somebody put my friend put like, it was in this class full of kids or whatever, and my friend sent something to the board somehow. Oh, he made his username for the quiz thing. His username was like, all he put was EDM sucks as his username. And it was literally like, he did that because he heard a kid talking about it in class. And it was like a sitcom, it was like a sketch show comedy reaction he got. I did not expect it at all. Literally like this like Mexican kid like standing up out of his chair going, whose username is EDM sucks? Like he was like fucking, he was like very mad about that.
Straight
he like
up
stood up,
skit.
he like stood up and looked around and he was like, hey, whose username is EDM sucks, fool? Whose username is EDM sucks? Like that's how down he was for EDM.
He was gonna die for that EDM that day.
That's how into it they are, dude. It's weird. We just laughed and he never found out. But if he did, I would have taken him out. I would have leg sweeped him.
Fucking leg sweeped him. Is that how you take out all people that stand up for EDM? You put them right back down with a leg sweep?
If I go to the EDM festival, you're getting leg sweeped, you're getting drop kicked, you're getting stone cold stunned, whatever it's called.
So you didn't get an EDM, obviously. What drew
No,
you
well,
music
when I was,
wise?
When I was in
Okay, go
middle
ahead.
school- dude, when I was in middle school, I was like a fucking Skrillex head for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I
Skrillex was
feel like
like-
everybody was.
Yeah. So I was kind of into that. I was looking up like dude, here's something you may not know about me.
Yeah.
I'm not embarrassed by this, dude. I'm
All
proud of
right.
it.
All
I
right.
have the files on the. Oh, maybe I don't. When I was like in middle school, when I was super into like Skrillex, and I would look up like, do you remember that YouTube channel? I think it was called UKF Dubstep.
Yeah.
They posted like all the popular shit. I was into all that stuff.
Like Blue Fountain and
school.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that. So I was kind of into that stuff and like AM, and then I started getting into AMVs. So on my family desktop, dude, I got so into just using Windows Movie Maker. I made at least like 20 AMVs of like CGI video game cutscenes mixed with like dubstep and shit. I have a lot of those.
All
I did
right.
one for
All right.
the cinematic.
It's kind of like
for
early
DC
on. Yeah.
The cinematic for DC Universe Online. If you've ever seen that cinematic, I did.
No.
I cut it like a dubstep to that. I did one for some Castlevania CGI. Dude, I did a lot of them. It was really weird.
That's
They
fucking.
weren't that bad.
Dude, that's what year was that? That's like that's kind of early on. I mean, for my knowledge of an AMV, because I didn't my knowledge didn't go dubstep AMVs. I think it went like dubstep and then slowly down the genre line, like hard style, and then I started listening to European house, and that's where I went.
I don't know. This is before I was even like listening to Bones early or anything like that. So this
Yeah,
must be,
like 2009.
20 No, not even that. It was probably like 2013, 2012,
Okay.
2011, 2012, around there.
That's why I was making
Yeah.
COD edits.
Yeah, probably more like 2011, 2012. Maybe a little before. I don't know. I don't know how the years work. Yeah, I made a lot of those. Dude. Jesus Christ. I think the family PC or the desktop that I did it on is like trash now, but I still had them last time I checked.
Is it in the
All
garage?
Movie Maker.
Which is just gone. Oh, it's in the garage. All right. You can bust that thing out any time, man. What is it, a fucking Dell?
Oh, dude, how do you know so much about me, dude? Yeah, it's a Dell.
I feel like everybody has a Dell, bro.
Yeah, it's like a PC we buy at Walmart for like $500, like probably over 10 years ago. About 10 years ago now. Well, we just moved here into this house before I moved out of the swagged up trailer park that I lived in for like 11 years.
Swag trailer park. All right.
I live in this mansion.
Oh, you moved up, bro.
But so that PC we were using it, but when we brought it here, like, dude, towards like the last year, it's just, I don't even know what's wrong with it. It has like a memory leak or something where no matter if you delete a bunch of files and it's like you have like this many gigabytes free, just after any amount of time you'll go to it and it'll be like 0 space free. Like every time you look at it, space free. I don't care about that computer.
Place that RAM and you're good.
Nah, it's a trash computer. I said we should just throw it away. They didn't use it.
You don't care about the AMVs anymore? Alright, that's fair.
No, nah.
Don't want any nostalgia? Oh, okay.
It barely functions. It's fucking trash. I told my family, look, I'm gonna throw that thing in the goddamn dumpster.
Like the family dog on its last leg?
Yeah, nobody used it. Everybody's on their phone or whatever. I got my laptop. I like my laptop. It's fine.
How did you...
So you know it's good.
Dude, yeah, of course. My next question, though. How did you get into... if you went from AMVs, dubstep, AMVs, how'd you get into beat production? All right, that's it. All right, guys, that's it.
Podcast over.
How'd you start making them killer beats, bro? And Tunnel Boys, and how did that all get started? Tell me all about that. I want to hear this.
Oh, I didn't know we were going to talk about this.
Dude, we're going to talk about everything. Whatever time you got, we'll talk about whatever, bro. I want to hear about it. They want to hear about it. They want to hear.
I know. The only reason I'm on here is because to get you clicks. I know people.
Dude, yeah, I'm clickbaiting you so hard. That's the only reason you're here, bro. I'd never have you here if you weren't popular amongst the masses.
For the Latinx community.
Yeah, they're all going to be here. All those EDM kids, they're going to come here.
Hell yeah. The Tunnel Boys thing is nothing. It's just me. I guess it's like, I don't know. It's not an official anything. It's just something. I don't know. I think I did come up with it, but it was just one time in high school we were walking literally just through a tunnel. And it was just as simple as somebody said Tunnel Boys, and I've just always said it since then. That was it. I don't know if I said it or if one of my friends who's not relevant really, maybe it might have said it, but I'm taking credit for it, so it doesn't matter. It's mine now. I think I said it though. And I don't know, I just made that up when I was thinking of like not a brand name, I don't know. I don't know, you gotta have a
just spontaneous on the go, boom, Tunnel Boys.
You gotta have a cool name, dude. Tunnel Boys.
Gotta have a cool name.
Saying that. We were saying that before I even did music and stuff, so that just stuck. And what is the other stuff part of that?
I was talking about how'd you get into beat production from making AMVs?
Oh, it's just as simple as like seeing. I liked rap and stuff. I liked hip hop and stuff. So I just thought it'd be cool to. I feel like there's a point. A lot of people just stop doing it, but there's a point. I feel like, especially now, where a lot of people are like, "Oh, I'll download a crack of FL Studio and try to make beats." I feel like a lot of people go through that. And I did it, and I just kept doing it, I guess. But I'm not good production-wise. I'm fucking trash, dude. I can't make a good beat. It's a fluke when I make a good beat, really.
No, you make some pretty cool stuff sometimes. Like, I don't think it's a fluke. I feel like you know what you're doing primarily. You've been working with it a little bit.
One out of, like, a lot. Every once in a while, I make something good.
You came out with that whole little beat package that was pretty good.
Oh, shit. I think I deleted that. Yeah, but that was stacked up over, like... I still have them on my drive.
Still?
That was like stacked up over a long time. It's just I gotta practice more. I
got you.
More stuff.
I have no patience. I can't do it. I don't want to do it.
Yeah, I see the thing, and that's the thing too, is I don't really have like a passion for making beats. So I feel like not wasting my time. It's cool. I like to do it, and I'd like to make my own stuff and get better. But I just don't. I don't know. I don't have like a burning passion for like, oh, I want to make beats all the time. I'd rather just have a cool beat ready for me.
It's really like one of those things to me that it's one of the few things to me where I'm like, wow, everybody's really good at this. I don't want to. I'm just gonna look at them. I'm gonna watch them be great at this. I'm not down right now.
Yeah, there's a bunch of other people making beats. Why do I need to do it?
There's so many people making beats, and there's so many unique styles.
I told El Ray, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you know by. He bro, dude. I told him to start making beats. I'm putting him on blast right now on
To
this.
put him on blast. He was supposed to make a chopped up tape with me. And
Oh, he never did that?
no, it was like
That's
2
funny.
years ago.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago. That's funny because he messaged me like 30 minutes ago, or like earlier this morning, saying some random guy hit him up to like make a chopped version. I don't know if he meant a local
Wow.
guy or just a guy online
Yeah.
who found his SoundCloud. Yeah, I'll tell him that. I'll tell him what's up with that. I'll tell him to chop you up.
Dude, I'll send him
Tell
some
me.
stems. We'll make a little mix. Dude, I'm
Yeah,
sorry
I'll
I'm
tell
so
him to send it to you.
congested. I sound fucking terrible.
No, you sound fine. Yeah, so beats, I don't know. And this, oh, okay. The other thing that is primarily stopping me from fully making more beats and stuff is this laptop. It's probably just like crapping out lately. But the thing I told you about the CPU and all that,
Yeah, that's a lot of
Just-
people's barrier is the
just can't.
hardware.
It gets annoying. It gets annoying and like laggy, and it doesn't sound as good as it should because it's just trash computer. So I just get annoyed by that. I could probably learn. I don't know. I might build myself like a real PC gamer PC.
Dude, yeah, build you a gamer PC, bro. Spend you $1,200 on a gamer PC.
I didn't do it, but I thought it'd be funny if I spit my coffee all over my laptop.
Dude, it probably would have been. I don't know how I reacted. I may have punched this curtain behind me.
Just fucking all over. That'd been hilarious. Yeah, I want to do that. $1,200? Is that how much it costs?
Dude, I can get you, not necessarily, but if you wanted something that was like,
What about like 250, 250?
no,
No.
like the CPU is at least 160, man. Like at least a decent one. If you're building, it's fun though.
I'll have to do it. I'll have to do it this summer.
Have you ever built a PC?
I've never ever had like a good PC. That one we bought was like our first ever computer. We bought that like over 10 years ago now, or about 10 years ago. When we first got our own place, when I moved over here. I've had that ever since. I didn't even have like a laptop until I bought this for freshman year of college. So this is like I've had this for like 3 years, maybe a little less. That's it.
I feel like everybody should have the skill to be able to build a computer, especially with how we're going right now.
I think I'd be able to do it though. No
It's
problem.
super easy, dude. It's so easy. I just built this like $1,700 setup for somebody,
God damn.
and it was
Yeah, I think I could do it, dude.
it was first go plug and go. As long as you know everything, just read the fucking manual, dude. It's easy.
I'm just gonna buy the most expensive Alienware computer.
It's like the most novice move of all time.
I'm gonna buy the most expensive Alienware pre-built computer.
It's the most normie meme move of all time. Buying an Alienware.
I'm buying the most expensive one, so it probably runs Counter-Strike at least.
No, it runs Minecraft on low settings.
Fuck.
That's it. Can't go any
Is there
further.
another part to your question?
About you making like beats, like how like I
Beats.
guess you answered that primarily. You said like you're kind of
Next question.
you said you're kind of budgeted with your hardware, so I didn't know where you were going primarily with like your influences for like, what I was asking for was your influences basically, because you were dubstep and then you were like boom bap, and then did you have like, did that come from your dad? Did they come from like a relative?
Okay, we're delving deep on music and musical influences.
A little bit, you know. I'm feeling
Right.
musical today.
Feds watching. Feds
Probably.
watching. Turn this off. If you're a Fed and you're watching this, turn this off right
Turn
now.
this off, feds. Listen to Adrian.
All right, so my musical taste, my earliest musical taste I can remember was just like really, I don't know if I'd even call it shitty. It's probably still a good idea. I don't listen to it anymore because I think it's kind of like cringe-worthy now. But the basic, just like when I was like 6 or 7, probably I started even. That's when I remember like caring about what kind of music I was listening to. It was just like basic like Linkin Park type stuff. That, and I remember like 3 Days Grace. Wait, is that the right band? Yeah, 3 Days
Yeah,
Grace.
you're correct.
Of course, I really.
Those link together pretty well.
Yeah, I was like them, 3 Days Grace, all that edgy kind of like.
Yeah, Breaking
Bad.
Benjamin, stuff like that.
Yeah, I never got into them, but that's exactly the kind of stuff though, because my friend was into that. But I think that might have came from like my uncle that I lived with. I think he listened to that type of stuff.
Was
too.
he
I
just
don't
like
know. I remember
blasting it and was like, "Fuck, this is all I got to listen to." There you go.
he's barely even older than me, so
Oh, okay.
yeah, we had like there's similar. He had a young angsty musical taste that I leached off of, and it's stuff I heard on the radio. And it's funny because I remember that's when I was like 6 or 7. I lived with my grandma and my uncle and aunt, and that's like when I first found out like what YouTube was. And when I lived with my other grandma, going to the garage, like her fake office in the garage, and just going on her desktop PC,
Mhm.
just going on YouTube and just looking up the music video for 3 Days Grace, Animal I've Become, classic music video.
Classic.
Tell me
Yeah, hit him with it.
nightmare.
Tell him, Adrian, with the cup.
I can't control myself. What are you
We're
doing?
gonna get copyrighted for that. This episode's gonna get stricken.
Drop my mic. That I was listening to that while I was playing Skull Kid on Puff Games.
Oh my god.
Skull Kid. I was listening to that and I was like angsty for no reason. I guess because like my life was trash, but I don't know if I knew that back then. I probably did.
I don't think you did. I think you were just in the moment.
Well, I knew that I was living with my grandma and my uncle and aunt, not my parents.
Mhm.
That's what I knew.
Probably
I
a
was like,
little
where
off.
I was like, where are my parents at? And I was listening to 3 Days Grace, like,
This is how I feel.
I feel just like this. 3 Days Grace. What else do they sing? I hate everything about you. I was sucking that up. Pause.
I
was
thought that
slurping
was. Okay, never mind. I thought that was a completely different band for a second. I went to Bullet for My Valentine.
I've never listened to them. I've only
Really?
heard the name. Never. I've heard the
think
name a lot.
it's-
I probably would recognize a few songs.
Dude, I don't remember some of the titles, but some of them are really good, classic, old school emo, sad bangers.
Probably like it. All right, I should move on to more musical taste stuff. All right, so that was my original musical taste. Was that kind of like angsty rock? And then I moved out here from California. I'm in New Mexico right now. Do the viewers need to know that? Do they care? I don't know.
They probably care.
New Mexico.
The only person I know that's from New Mexico, or it's in New Mexico now, not from there.
Is me?
I don't know anybody else
Yeah,
in that whole entire
Yeah,
state.
not a lot of people from here. Some people don't even know it's a state.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. It's the New Mexico.
Am I echoing? I thought I just heard an echo from
Not
myself.
a bit.
Probably just on my end. Fuck.
Yeah, just keep punching that mic, Adrian.
drop my mic in a cup.
It's gonna fall in the water, bro. And we're gonna ruin the entire podcast.
All right.
Do you live close to Albuquerque?
Yeah, it's like a 2.5 hour drive.
Do you go there ever?
I go literally nowhere
All right.
ever, because I'm like, you can't see it, but I'm in a wheelchair. To the viewers, if you didn't know. Oh, I forgot. Sorry, guys, I forgot my introduction to say that I'm in a wheelchair. My bad. I forgot to tell them. They should know that. That's important.
Laugh, bro. God damn it. How do you clean pools in a wheelchair, Adrian?
I do my best. I roll around. I got the pole in my hand. And I'm rolling around with the pole in my hand like a rapper.
I'm terrible for laughing.
They can't.
Oh man.
Is it real? Is it fake? Is it true? They don't
Who
know.
knows? Who
Can't see.
knows at this point? I can see
Yeah.
you rolling around yelling at EDM kids.
Yeah. I've been over there like a few times. I've been over there a few times for like specifically when I was like my family was heavily involved in like church shit. There was a lot of like
You
going to
drove
these-
that far?
Yeah, drive 2.5 hours. It's not a far drive.
I mean, for like a church event though?
Oh, dude, my family when we moved here. That's the whole reason we moved here. I don't want to get too.
No, you can talk about whatever the fuck you want, dude. I'm kind of most people where I live, they're like, all right, I live here. This church is close. I'm gonna go to that one.
No, that's what I was gonna say. Is, oh god, I don't know if I should keep going with this or go back to the music thing.
You can talk about whichever one, dude. They're pretty spicy.
I'll go back to the music thing real quick. I'll come back to the church.
Sick.
Remind me of church later.
I will. I'll just
like,
say Jesus.
I'm all over the place, dude. I just drank this great value cappuccino
You're
mix.
just off the walls
Fucked
right
up.
now. It's early.
I'm off-
Oh God,
I'm off the
2:30
Great
in the
Value.
afternoon. Stop
So
giving
early.
them credit on my podcast. They were to start paying me if you're gonna give them.
No. Do not buy great value cappuccino mix. If you're listening to this, welcome. Music stuff. So, goddamn, I'm bad at like staying chronological.
This is slugged up, dude. You're not supposed to be anyway.
Slug.
I just punched the
slug is
desk
out.
again.
I
Whoa.
mean, you can't see it, but I'm in a wheelchair and my slug's out. You can't see it. I'm disabled. Drop my mic again. That was karma for making jokes about the disabled.
It is. Something bad's gonna happen to me because I'm fucking laughing.
Hey, dude, what can I say? Fuck them. No, I'm just kidding.
Talk
Fuck
about
'em.
your boom bap influence.
Okay, dude. Most generic answer, the way I got into rap, 100%. This is why
This is why I'm hot.
this is why I'm hot. This is why I rap. Mostly, like the reason I wanted to rap, the reason I started even thinking of ever rapping. Can you guess, dude? I'm gonna give you one guess.
I got nothing, dude.
It's such an easy answer. You ever heard of a little rapper called Eminem?
Dude, I was thinking that, but I didn't want to say his name on here because he doesn't pay for anything on here either. So
Nah, I have to talk about him, dude. 100%.
don't buy his album. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Don't buy his album. When I lived in California, I remember the first like CD I ever had, or like album I remember ever having. I didn't buy it myself, obviously. My dad gave me a Walkman. I have this vivid memory of like, I was somewhere with my dad and he was probably doing some like weird shit that I don't know about. But I was just like sitting in a backyard or somewhere like by myself, and I had a Walkman and he gave me the Eminem Show, the album on CD. And I listened to that and I was like, oh dude, that shit changed my life. I was so into that. Moved out here. Even back then, he was showing me a lot of Eminem stuff, playing Eminem all the time. Because he was really into Eminem because he was young, and he even had it at some point, maybe around when I was born, a little after, whenever Eminem blew up. He even dyed his hair blonde, like with the blonde, like Eminem.
Oh shit.
For a little bit. I don't know if he did it because Eminem, maybe.
It's also quite trendy, but yeah.
He had like blonde streaks. Yeah, that was a thing back then anyway, so I might be messing up that memory. But that, and then when I moved over here, I just became like obsessed with Eminem. That's the first thing I ever, like when I got an iPod Nano and I like first downloaded iTunes, first purchase of music ever. I didn't even really, I don't think I knew about, I think I did, but I just purchased like Eminem songs on iTunes. Dude, I remember like asking my parents, can I use your card? Can I use like $1.29 to buy this one Eminem song off of iTunes? And you know what song it was? I specifically remember. It's called Big Weenie by Eminem. Have you heard that one?
Can I buy Big Weenie for $1.29?
Yes. Can I have big? Yeah, dude, 7-year-old me or like 10-year-old me. Can I buy Big Weenie for $1.29 off iTunes? I don't know why that's the song I chose.
Why didn't you use like LimeWire or something?
I don't know. I was probably scared or something. I think because I knew what that was like when I was in California, but when we came out here and we got a new computer, I was just like scared of viruses or something.
Okay, I got you. But why'd you pick that song in particular? You were gonna say?
I don't know. I was clicking like through I didn't even know this album yet. This was on, so I was listening to it for the first time. I was clicking like the previews of the songs they give you, and I just thought that would sound the coolest. You're just jealous of me because you just can't do what I do, and you're just a big idiot. And I got a big weenie. That's how the song goes. He says big weenie.
I do remember that. I have memories of going to multiple friends' houses and being like, dude, listen to this, and then just their stereo, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I definitely downloaded other shit off of like whatever websites. There was a specific website. Damn, you just triggered some PTSD memories.
Oh shit.
There was a specific website I used to get music off of.
I used iMesh.
I think that was it, dude. I think that was that website I used for real. Maybe.
Dude, I used iMesh. And they would have like really bad demos of songs, people doing covers, and then like really bad recordings of songs, and then sometimes you would find like the best one. And then you could add people like MySpace.
Maybe it was that. I don't know. It was some website, but I became like all of middle school, dude. God damn, that was like Eminem. That was Eminem time. That was like
time.
Eminem mode activate. That was like listening to Eminem all the time. That was listening to D12 in the back of the bus by myself.
Dude, I had the D12 Eminem tape.
I had both of them on my iPod Nano. Like memories of sitting alone in the back of the bus, listening to Pistol Pistol by D12. Just like fuck the world, bro. I'm 12 years old and I'm in the back of the bus. Pistol Pistol, I'll fucking shoot you, dude. I wasn't thinking that, but I was listening to that song, feeling cool. Yeah. So I was listening to dude, I was like fucking so into it. I was obsessed with Eminem, all the albums, everything. And then from there, I just got into other rap, I guess. I can't even remember specifically with rap who else I got into starting from there. But I was really into him for a while, and then I think even the dubstep came after that.
Yeah. Okay.
Or was that after that, or about the same time? Because it was all middle school.
They seem similar, like they hit at the same time. Those two genres.
I was into that for a while, and then the next artist. Okay, here we go. The next artist I remember getting into 7th grade. The next artist, one of the only artists, like every once in a while, there's an artist where you're like, this artist changed my life. 7th grade, A little man by the name. He's mainstream now. You might have heard of him. Childish Gambino. You ever heard of him?
Yeah, I've heard Childish Gambino.
Donald Glover? Oh, dude, 7th grade.
I knew
When I
about your
found,
love for Childish Gambino.
because I was watching Community. I don't know. I probably watched that after. I think I watched
Yeah.
that after, but I just remember going on it. It's funny because he had a Comedy Central like comedy thing. I think I
Yeah.
saw it on I saw it on TV, like just naturally, like it was on cable, and I thought it was funny. I never looked him up or anything. But this is around the time I was going to like Dat Piff for like Lil Wayne mixtapes
Okay.
and shit.
Okay.
And oh, dude, now it's starting to flood back to me.
Dude,
I was
that's.
listening.
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
It's starting to flood back to me how I would go in Dat Piff and I would look for like any mix. Oh, okay, Hobson is around this time too. There you go.
Ah, okay.
Hobson's-
Okay.
That's natural evolution from Eminem to Hobson. So
That is
Hobson
natural.
like
That is.
associated acts like the Funk Volume shit, going on to Dat Piff and downloading whatever was like, I don't know, whatever seemed rapidy, I guess. But I remember scrolling through and seeing this. You can still find it on Dat Piff. This compilation mixtape from Childish Gambino. I just recognized him on the cover. I think that he was the guy I saw on Comedy Central. I was like, whoa, dude, this guy raps. And it was called like The Great Gambino or something. I thought it was an official mixtape, but I found that
I
it was
think
just
it was. Yeah. I think it is the Great Gambino.
yeah, that's like on Dat Piff. And I thought it was an official album for a while, but it was just like a compilation of like his best songs at the time, which he didn't even have that many. But I remember downloading that on my iPod Nano, and then I specifically a visit that summer, we visited back to California. Oh, dude, driving around San Diego, and I'm listening to these Childish Gambino songs, and I'm absorbing them in the lyrics. Oh, a guy I can relate to. He's a nerd like me. I thought he was so cool. Oh, dude, that lasted for a long. That lasted even up till recently. I still like him. He's a little mainstream now, and like the music isn't hitting like it used to. But like that, his EP, all his albums, Camp. God, dude, such a perfect
Dude,
time for that
Camp's really
angsty
good.
shit. It's funny because I go back to it and I'm like, I don't remember his voice being so like raspy. Why is he rapping like this? It's a bonfire. That's a bad impression, but it's dude. Oh,
It's
that
a
album hit it.
bonfire.
That's a perfect album for like a 13-year-old to relate to. And then because of the internet, I could write an essay. I could do a PowerPoint presentation on how that album is like. Fuck, dude. The album literally. I say this about
Underrated.
few like music media in general. I feel like it's kind of like a lot of people over exaggerate with this, but I'm not gonna say it saved my life. Not when you dweebs. Just kidding. I'm sorry for bullying the viewers.
That's okay. They're used to it.
It's just like it literally very much changed my like life. As in it opened my mind to a lot of things I like didn't think about before. And it made me look into a lot of like thoughts and shit that I was having stuff I didn't know how to articulate. That album hit at a perfect. I was like in high school. I was like 15. This was not even that long ago. So, but that album, dude, that made me look into like philosophy and shit because of all the like stuff on the album that was referencing it, like song titles. And he was doing the whole thing. Any Gambino heads out there, remember he did a thing where he was like during interviews and shit. It's a concept album. And he plays a character called the Boy, and in every single interview. He like became the character like in interviews and shit. So he would be interviewing and he's completely in character and he appears super sad and everybody's like, why is this guy depressed? But if you're like a fan like me, you're like, oh, he's in character as the Boy was his name of the character. And he released a script. He released a script along with the album, if anybody read that. And that shit changed my life too. It was like a 90-page script. He released that and it syncs up with the album. So each song is like related to scenes in the thing. And that just like that as like an artistic work inspired me a lot. To like, oh, dude, I want to create shit. I want to be a creator. This was before I was really making anything. Oh, dude, and the thoughts on there made me look into like Sartre and like, I don't know if I pronounce his name right. Jean-Paul Sartre is how you say it. Like philosophy and
I'm not sure.
existentialism. Like looking up, I remember being in like 10th grade and like going on the existentialism Wikipedia page. What's this, dude? What's this? Whoa, philosophy. What? Reading a bunch of shit. That just opened my. I was like, I'm in tune with shit now. That was a great. That album's. It doesn't. It's funny because it's still great and I love it, but some shit just doesn't hit like when you were in the moment.
Yeah, you can't go back to those. Sometimes the feelings you had at that particular moment, or the feelings that ignited the most with that song.
Peak angst. I was like fucking. Yeah, I was like on the looking at. He had like a subreddit at the time of that album, and around then he still does, but it's like some normie shit now. But back then it was like, I remember it so vividly. It was like fan theories about like what does this relate to in the story of the album, and what is this and this, and I was like so invested in him. I was like fucking obsessed with him. That's the only like CD I own is the Because of the Internet CD. He's still cool, but it's like
Fun fact.
he's Simba and the Lion King, and he's This Is America sucks. It's a bad song. Whatever. That song fucking blows chunks, dude.
That won
the
an
video-
award, dude.
It won an award for video, which I agree. I think the video is amazing. That's my argument to people when they bring it up. Is I think as a like a piece that is the song included with the video, it's fantastic. It's really good. But I will never ever and I never have listened to that song independent of watching the video. There's no point. The song by itself is fucking boring. It sucks.
It's a pretty boring beat.
It's just like, and then there was that thing where if you look it up, he like ripped that song off from like another song. Have you ever heard that shit?
I have not.
It's really weird, and they kind of just swept it under the rug. And people at the time were like, I'm sure when you're on like labels and shit, they probably have accounts that like shill for you, and like go, no, actually this, and then they push it to distract. Because I'm a conspiracy theorist, that's what I believe. But dude, there's a song out there. I'll link it to you after. Maybe I should find it so viewers can look it up themselves. I'll find the name of it real quick. But it's like the same exact. I'm sure people heard this already.
If you let me know, I can pop it up and we can look at it.
Oh, it's called American Pharaoh by Jace Harley. It has like 170,000 views. This got swept under the rug pretty quick. Now I don't know what the deal is. I assume maybe his management or bought the song off this guy, and it's like indisputable. Like the literally the structure of the song is the same. The sounds are like very much similar. The fucking switch up in the beats are similar. The content is the same. It's like the same song, and it came out way before this song. So I don't know, dude. I don't know what's up with that. I'm sure they bought the song rights, but then the artist of that song was like, yeah, I heard it and I thought he was inspired by me, so it doesn't seem like they bought that shit or paid him. The shit sounds the same though, dude. It sounds really similar.
Do you never know when people like sign with labels and stuff what they own and what they don't own and what can be sold off and everything else?
It's really weird because I was like, that's the start of like my I don't want fandom is such a shitty word. My love for him started to wane, and I mean his last album, it's not that good.
I didn't even listen to it, to be honest.
It was just kind of, it's all right. It's the one with Redbone on it, which I like that song, but the whole album is like an ode to like funk type shit, funk and soul type shit from like the 70s, and it's good, and I like a few songs on there, but it's like it's crazy because I was waiting because I was such a fan, dude, that I was waiting. He said in interviews and shit, because the Camp BTI is like a sequel to Camp. It wasn't intended that way originally when he did Camp, but he made BTI like a sequel to Camp, and that album ends with him getting off the bus. BTI starts in the script. It says something about him going home from camp or something like that. I don't know. So I was like hyped for this album because he said it's going to be a trilogy. Third album will connect to it. And this album, so I was waiting for something. I was waiting for like rapping, like lyrics, and deep connections. But it's just this like 70s funk album.
It was like
lyrics.
An entire evolution or no connection really at all. He just called it a trilogy.
The lyrics I don't really identify with any of the lyrics. Some of the songs are good, but the songs, none of them, they didn't hit me at all. I feel nothing. I feel nothing
when I hear these songs.
I mean, it just didn't touch me at all. And then since then, he's released like some radio songs that are all right. Let's stop talking. Let's stop sucking his dick.
We can talk about Jesus now.
Okay, I'm still going on my artist shit. I'll go to the next one.
Okay, go to the next one, dude. Talk about all your influences because I want to know what influenced you to be such a lyrical guy yourself, and then the different sound choices that you know. I was gonna say that, but I didn't. I was gonna hold off. Okay, but you don't have to be humble. That's fine. Your sound choices, stuff like that, especially with, I don't know if anything around you influences you, because you seem to not really, because you've lived in what, California, Texas, and New Mexico. Does anything from those places, like, do you find sounds or things there that have influence?
I've never lived in Texas.
You never lived in Texas?
No.
Okay, I'm just spouting false info.
Maybe you've got this confused because where I live is like El Paso is like 30 minutes away, so I've been to Texas, but I've never lived there.
Okay, so California, New Mexico?
Yeah. Well, everything from California, like, no, I don't know. I wouldn't say any sounds from there influenced me.
Like you didn't pull any West Coast stuff, even though you're more boom bap?
Well, I did. Well, okay. Well, Oh, that's another one I didn't mention, I guess, but I guess subconsciously, I listen to him now, but like, my dad listened to like a ton of Tupac, huge Tupac fan. So that, of course, that's probably even before the Eminem, because my dad was listening to Tupac.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you know what? I'm getting a wave again, going another tangent. But 50 Cent, my dad was listening to. I remember him, my dad, and my uncle. I remember my uncle buying the CD when I was with him. So 50 Cent's albums, I fucking loved his first two
Dude,
albums.
50 Cent was hot at one point. Like,
Many
the
Men.
albums were set. Yeah, dude, the live performances of Many Men are
Bro.
literally iconic. Some of those are like, those sets are crazy.
Bro, sitting in our like tweaked out fucking apartment that we lived in, that was
Mhm.
terrible and small and awful and shitty, full of cockroaches. Just sitting in there, and like my dad just sitting on the couch, and just like Many Men was just like blasting. That's a memory there. So 50 Cent like Tupac. So 50 Cent's not West Coast, but Tupac. My dad loves Tupac, so I've always kind of. I guess I'm probably subconsciously. I don't sound like rap like him, but I'm probably subconsciously influenced by like his shit and stuff like that. 50 Cent I love too. Back then.
He used to come out on stage with those big ass chains, dude. He was like one of.
That's sick.
He was just like
that.
no shirt, just huge fucking chains.
I love that. Sick.
That'll be you one day, Adrian.
I'm gonna get some chains.
That'll be your influence.
For sure. I feel like have I said a lot of nothing, or
No, dude, this is a lot of stuff that I had no idea about, especially the Childish Gambino bit. I knew you were a fan, but I didn't know you knew about like the connections within albums and stuff like that. Because there's a couple of albums that I'm a fan of that I know insider stuff that I don't think anybody else knows. So knowing Childish Gambino stuff is really crazy. Because I have friends that are big fans.
Obsessed with him, like looking, like even still now, like super huge influence on me is just a person and my way of thinking, and like, oh dude, I feel like he's the only artist that I've ever feel like I would say for a while, dude, for like high school me and like middle school me, like an idol, so to speak. I'm usually not like super hardcore. I'm not like super hardcore fanboy worship everything someone does, but
Yeah.
he fucking influenced me so much. I've looked at like literally every work he's done. His Derek comedy stuff. Have you seen that like on YouTube?
I haven't seen his Derek comedy stuff, no.
All sketch comedy group he was in before the music stuff.
I knew about it, but I haven't seen anything about it. A friend
It's
had
all
told
old.
me about it.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. All that shit's funny. I like literally just looking up and consuming everything he's ever done. Like, goddamn, dude, I was super into him. After that, I think the next artist that hit for me was just probably Bones.
Okay, I was going to ask you about
sure.
the Team Sesh influence. Because that's how we
Bones.
met.
Yeah, Bones. I don't even remember specifically. I remember just finding you on SoundCloud, I think, somehow.
Drip linked us up with a shout out.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. I remember that.
Was like 2.5 years ago.
Yeah, so Bones, I found out about from. At first, I found out about him from some dude who listened to Bones, I guess. And who listened to Bones and Xavier Wolf. He told me to look up this song, and it's funny. It was I forget the name of the song that's off Lame, the one that smoking and rolling and smoking. Which one's that?
Sitting in a chair, rolling up some weed.
Yeah,
I don't
I
give
thought
a
that
fuck
song
about
was.
what you. Dude, I can't remember the name of the song, but I could do a rendition for you right now.
I looked up that video on YouTube and I was like, this song is fucking trash. Holy shit, dude. Because I didn't even at the time.
I think it's in Japanese. I think the title is Japanese.
Yeah, it's Lame. It says it's called Lame, but there's a Japanese title.
Okay.
Parentheses or something. But that song, I looked it up. This is funny because the guy who showed it to me, like we had middle beef. Now he was cool. We were cool later because this is so cringeworthy, dude. Because I like Funk Volume and like Hobson, and he liked like Odd Future.
Oh man, you had a beef going on. Like it was.
Yeah, so it was like, oh dude, I was like, Tyler the Creator fucking sucks, bro. Hobson's where it's at, and he was like, nah, Hobson's fucking whack, dude. Odd Future's where it at. So we had like mini beef. We were cool later, but that was just funny to me to remember. But I think he either posted it on Facebook or he told me about it, and I think probably on Facebook he posted it, and I saw that video and song, and I was like, god damn, this shit sucks, dude. It's terrible. It's fucking awful. I still don't even particularly like that song. It's all right. I don't go back that far to like like that. But and then when I saw that, I was like, all right, this is lame. But I looked up his mixtapes. I remember specifically, you could probably find the article, finding some article about like Cracker when it came out or something that was like a description of him, and it like when Bones was like first coming out. This wasn't even when he was first coming out, but I started listening when like Cracker came out. Cracker was his newest album when I started first listening to him.
What year was that?
I was like 2012, 2013, probably.
Okay,
2013.
yeah, I think it's 2013. Yeah.
Because the Garbage was 2014. So I listened to that. I remember reading the when you first look him up back then, and especially since he wasn't as popular, it was like so mysterious, dude. It's like this white boy rapper who's like
The kid.
the article made him sound like mysterious too. It was like, where's he from? Who's he? Oh, his name is Bones. Oh. And I was like, whoa, this is fucking weird. And when I listen to Cracker, a lot of people don't put respect on Bones' name, but he's such like insane influence for the sound of all these SoundCloud rappers. It's
Dude,
fucking
there is
retarded,
an
dude.
insane reach. My early stuff
fucking
was heavily
crazy.
influenced by him. I've kind of moved away from that, but there is still a huge influence in some of the stuff that I do.
Yeah,
But
his influence.
not there's a lot of people. It's super blatant. It's very blatant.
It's really weird. A lot, just his every different style has turned into like like different styles he did turned into like their own genres almost. It's very weird.
Yeah,
like
he
the
would
singing
cover
shit.
something and yeah, it would go on to something else.
Like cut in
Make a
songs like
ripple.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. But I listened to Cracker and I thought I liked it at the time and I listened to it for a while. And to young me, that album was like, this is weird. At the time, it was like a sound that you did not hear from any other rappers at all. Like that shit was very new. I'm sure there were some smaller other ones. I don't know. But for me, Cracker was like, what the fuck, dude? This is not like something like rap I've heard before.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy. And like the emo, sadder shit that was like rock influenced or whatever influenced emo influence, I guess. I never listened to like that emo shit, so I hate that shit. It sucks. All that emo shit, dude, sucks.
Dude, I fucks with emo shit. Some of it,
Like
not the
Osiris,
not
all
the
that?
stuff. No, not that particular.
Verse,
I like Taking Back
Verse,
Sunday.
Black Veil Brides and all that shit fucking sucks, dude.
I don't fuck with that. I like the good emo stuff.
You're a Ronnie Radke fanboy?
I did like Escape the Fate a little bit at one time, but some of his songs are absolutely outrageous.
So yeah, from there was Bones, and I listened to that album and then I stopped listening to him, maybe for like a while, and then I came back. I just heard a loud ass noise.
What was it?
I don't know. I'm scared. Somebody's
Getting
at my window
robbed now?
knocking.
Yep.
I
It's
hope
the
so.
feds. You're talking about Cracker too much.
Skinny or Garbage was first. Garbage was first, right?
Dude, I
So I-
can't remember. All I know is Powder.
So I stopped listening to him for a while, and then I think I came back in. It was before Skinny dropped because I remember waiting until midnight, like for Skinny to drop,
Okay.
and Garbage had maybe just came out or around there. I don't know. That's when I came back though, and I just fucking listened to him a lot. I still listen to him a lot now. And I've
He's super consistent, not in his sound, but in what he drops quality wise. Some of the sounds can be a little, not necessarily off-putting, but they're a little different, and they don't really mingle
He
with
definitely-
somebody's like image of how Bones should sound. But he puts out quality stuff regardless of that.
He definitely puts out a few tapes. It seems that the formula is like two. From what I've observed, the formula seems to be like two kind of filler tapes and then like one with more effort into it. That's what it
Yeah.
seems like he does to me. Like so you go like Good for Nothing, Disgrace, and then whatever came after that was like maybe No Redeeming Qualities or something like that. It seems to be like, and when I say filler tapes, I feel like who watches this? Like Team Sesh fanboys
Yeah.
who get offended easily.
Nobody's gonna get offended. They understand the.
Very obviously drops like, I'm not even saying it's bad, but he just drops a tape to drop tape, which I don't dislike, but it'll be tapes where like I like 3 or 4 of the songs, and I don't like every song, stuff like that.
What's your comparison between The Man in the Radiator and Life Sucks? Because a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, I saw a few people express that maybe that Life Sucks was a lot of the songs that were cut from The Man in the Radiator. And I know a lot of people prefer Life Sucks over The Man in the Radiator.
I mean, The Man in the Radiator was, no matter how you cut it, was definitely a letdown in some regards, for sure. To me, at least. Because I've been waiting for that. I remember when the teaser dropped around the time when the Grand East River dropped, I think, is when he first talked about that album.
Around that time.
And really mentioning it, like bringing it up. I think it was just a problem of, it'd be perfectly fine if he had never been hyping it up for like years. It's just not, it's weird because I kind of like it. I was listening to it last night, actually. I don't like it as much as the other tapes. I like Living Sucks better too, but it's just weird because it sounds like a Bones tape. I just don't get where the years of like hyping it up come from. All the songs sound like they were done like this year, last year. When did it drop? Last year or this year?
It dropped last year.
All the songs sound like they were done like that year. And you know what's so weird to me too is like the mixing. is like not as good as like his best mixing as far as vocals on an album is 100%. Fight me on this. Paid Programming 2 is where his vocals
That's
sound.
fair. That's a fair argument.
His vocals sound completely like they sound professionally mixed in Paid Programming 2. If you listen to songs like Maggots, his vocals are so clean and crisp. And it's weird because the Man in the Radiator kind of sounds like, I don't know, the vocals aren't mixed as well as I would expect. It's just because I was expecting like a concept album and I was expecting something like weird and crazy, and it's just, I don't know, it sounds like a Bones album. I like the songs on it. I like a lot of the songs. A lot of the songs I don't like, but it's a good album.
There's a couple songs I like. There's a couple of them that I don't like. But
The hype, it's just the hype for it was just too much hype for what it was.
I feel like the sound quality goes into if he did spend years on it. If those songs were recorded 3 years ago, that's just what they sounded like at the constant time. I feel like a lot of the features were probably the most difficult part to get in.
Should have scrapped them. Listen up, Mr. Bones.
All of the features? You didn't like them?
No, not the features I meant. Because you said 3 years ago. I was just kidding.
Oh yeah, just all the old songs. Yeah, let's scrap these. Let's record them again.
Another thing is I did not enjoy a lot of the beats on Man in the Radiator. Did not enjoy a lot of the beats on there. Like, I don't know, they just sounded like that whole album almost sounds like it was produced by like the same person in a weird way. I mean, am I being disrespectful to you Team Sesh heads out there? But whatever. A lot of those beats,
bro.
Seshers. I'm sure like a lot of them were produced by the same person, maybe, but produced. But I don't know. The beats, a lot of the beats, it sounds like one guy made a lot of those beats, and they sound weird and like not that good. Just my opinion, though.
It's just an opinion, though, Mr. Fantano.
Like, what was I listening to? I don't know, songs that are just like the beats are like synthy, but bad synths that I don't like, and they sound like shit. No offense.
Yeah.
I don't like some of those beats, dude. They're kind of weird. They're just, it's like the songs are just not as good as songs on that he's done. So, I don't understand like the hype or where the years of work comes in.
I don't know. I'm not in his shoes, so I have no idea about progress levels and stuff like that.
I am in his shoes,
but
I'm wearing them. I thought you bought his sneakers.
No. I can't be dropping money like that on shoes.
It's good though. It's just weird.
You see my beanie? Jeez.
Dang, dude. I just think a lot of people are expecting something different because of the, like 2015 it was announced or something. I don't know.
I don't know if anybody had really any idea what to expect. They were just like, this is gonna be Bones. And I don't know what it's gonna sound like. I did like the song.
It just didn't sound like 3 years of effort.
I think there was a group. I think it was called Chaser. And it was a song produced by Gray Air. I really liked that one. And then
it's like, I don't know. A lot of the songs like that, they're just like they're good, but I just don't go back to them at all.
I can go back to that one, not as often as I went back to other songs, but I can listen to that song in particular again. And then the song with Project Pat, I could listen to on the occasion.
I see. The thing is, I feel like we're gonna get killed by Team Sesh. I'm gonna get killed.
I don't care. This is Slugged Up, bro.
Team Sesh fans.
It's just an opinion, guys. It's just an opinion.
Like that song, the Project Pat one. I heard it and I was very excited. I was like, oh, this is a cool feature. He doesn't do a lot of features, a ton of them. This is cool. And then I thought just Bones just came in with like a not that good verse.
It's debatable.
I didn't like the mixing of that verse, and I get the mixing sounds.
I can see the mixing being.
And the mixing, it sounds like older, like.
My mixing sounds. I have no low end. Oh, my chair's popping.
Yeah, I just mean his verse just wasn't that good either. Came in on that song. I don't know. Verse wasn't that good. So that was a bit of a letdown.
We're gonna get destroyed by them in the comments if any of them watch this video.
Shit,
they even watch this far.
Leave a dislike.
Yeah.
Tell us why
leave the first dislike on this entire channel, please.
Team Sesh heads out there. I love Bones though, so you can't talk shit to me, dude. I listen to Bones.
Dude, incredibly, I have no dislikes on any videos. Let's find some wood to knock on.
This would be your first. It's gonna be AC Gamer. It's gonna leave a dislike.
I just knocked on some. I hope AC doesn't leave one. AC's gonna be on this podcast soon. It'll be fun to talk to him. He's very he's done reviews of some albums and he's very critical and people don't really like to agree with him.
I was just making a joke because I see him. No offense, yeah, I was making a joke because I see you on a.
Dude, yeah,
I follow you.
AC doesn't take offense. AC doesn't take offense.
Pretty sure we follow each other. I know you're a big old Team Sesh head, so I just thought of the first name.
His reviews are really thorough though. I feel like you get a lot of information out of them, and it's really honest reviews. It's not like somebody who's biased towards the sound.
I haven't read them. All right, why did I go there? I like.
You're talking about influences.
All right. Yeah, that's it. I don't know. And then late for the last like few years, a lot of like YouTube recommendation songs looking for samples and then looking into those albums. And I go crazy, dude. I don't know about any of you guys out there. I go crazy with the Spotify like or the equivalent on a different streaming platform. The song radio feature where you can see songs similar
Hmm.
to the one you're listening to. I can go down that rabbit hole forever. I keep finding similar ones. I save the album, I listen to the album. Another song I like similar to this one, similar. I go down that for
So I
like
haven't
fucking
done that
hours.
yet. I just sit in my own playlists.
No, dude, I go crazy with that and try to find. I just look for as much shit, and then I'm like, fuck, this is amazing. Similar song, similar to this one, and I keep going and keep going. And I've just been listening to a lot of that. Like lately, I have not been listening to a lot of rap. I've been listening for the last few months to a lot of like new wave, synth, indie type sounding, maybe like synth poppy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Why that those vibes are very powerful.
Excuse
Those
me.
are powerful vibes.
I've been listening to a lot of house here recently, and then just because I'm from the South, Jesus Christ, just because I'm from the South, I pick up on the occasional trap album that comes out. This new wave of trap.
Dude, honestly, it's funny because I guess I'm not even associated. I'm not associated with it because nobody knows who I am. I'm not like really into the scene. I'm not into any of the rap scene like at all. I don't like it. Like the underground rap scene, SoundCloud scene, I'm not into it. I don't like it.
You don't fuck with anybody.
Which is like sounds like I technically a SoundCloud rapper. Besides like the few people that I know, like you and some other people making beats and stuff,
Mhm.
I don't really listen to any of this like goth weird shit. I don't like
Yeah,
any of that
because
shit.
like when you
I
say
do not like it.
when you say SoundCloud rapper, a lot of people there's a lot of people that just assume it's everybody that's on SoundCloud, but there's a niche group of people that when you say SoundCloud rapper, it is the nasally singing, the unable to sing most of the time over a synth pop house type of beat that's been like
That's weird.
that has a weird guitar sample behind it, or it's just literally somebody playing like somebody strumming a guitar with a snare in the back. And
Yeah, all of that like who's this guy? I saw this music video that was like, why does this had like a ton of views? I want to say his name was like Smart Death or something. I don't know. Is that a guy? Is that a guy?
That's a guy.
That type of shit and that type of like goth weird shit and that little peep shit and all that. I fucking hate that shit, dude. I do not like it even a little. I fucking hate it. It's trash. It's trash. I don't like it. Throw it in a fucking garbage bin. I don't like. I don't know. I'm not into any of that. Like, what's his name? All these guys like what's Lil Peep's friend's name? That
So
black guy.
Lil Tracy.
I'm not into.
You don't
any
fuck
of
Lil
this.
Tracy? I like Lil Tracy.
I really don't. I don't listen to like that type of rap at all. I listen to like. I didn't mention this earlier, but I like. I don't know. I'll listen to the occasional like mainstream rap album. I listen to a lot of rap. I like Earl and shit. I like
Yeah.
some like. I like trappy shit too, though. Just like not the shit you find on SoundCloud. Besides like, the guy like the only like rap SoundCloud rappers or SoundCloud music I listen to is literally like people like I know, like you and other people, like small as it like when I say SoundCloud rapper, I mean like they're getting at most like 1,000 or less listens, like that type
Yeah,
of shit.
yeah.
I'm not listening to any of this fucking. I don't like their lyrics. I don't like any of that kind of vibe.
Okay,
I
yeah,
don't
I was
like
gonna ask you. I was gonna ask you what specifically it was you didn't like about it. Was it their voices? Was it the lyrical choices?
Well, there was a time. I guess I didn't mention this earlier, but specifically junior year of high school, senior year, junior year though for sure. I went into like a hardcore like Suicide Boys phase.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where I don't even go to concerts really or shows like that, but I went to a Suicide Boys concert and Puya and Fat Nick were there. That shit sucked.
Great, fucking
Sucked.
great.
That concert was fucking. I've literally not been to a concert since, and that was like a long
Was
time
it
ago. That was
specifically
high
because
school.
of Fat Nick and Puya, or was just everything bad?
Well, it wasn't even the Suicide Boys. They did fine when they got there, I guess.
Mhm.
But the thing is, it was mostly like the shit surrounding it. We got there, and I don't even fuck with like humanity on that level. You know what I'm saying? To be
Sure,
in
yeah,
public,
got you. Yeah, sure.
and to be in crowds and shit. I hate that shit. I don't want to people that much. But going there and it was like all these like pretty much the same EDM Mexicans I was talking about earlier. I can say that because I'm a Latinx.
Yeah,
so
you
I'm
can say
allowed to
whatever. I don't care.
just like a bunch of I go there and it's like people who are just like their minds are fried, their brains are fried, they're obliterated, and because I'm not like a crazy party drinky drug. I'm not a little drinky druggy baby. I don't do drinky druggies. I do drinky druggy baby. I'm sorry for bullying everybody.
You're fine. It's whatever. They
But
get over it.
that shit, I was there and it sucked and it was awful. Everybody there was fucking me. I sound really bitter and bad. It was just terrible. So we had to
it's because
stand.
of the wheelchair.
So there was no seating. We get in there. There was no seating because it was already taken up by people on the outskirts. It was a small venue. So we're standing, and dude, they showed up like late. When they got there, everybody performed for like 30 minutes.
Oh
left.
shit.
It sucked. So it was literally like hours of having to stand to the point where like my legs were hurting and my friend's legs were hurting, and I was looking at him. It was with El Rey actually. Like looking at him, and we're both thinking the same thing. Like we're thinking like if it doesn't happen now, like we're just going home. Even though we drove out here, we're just going home because this shit's.
Fuck.
It was the DJ. There was a DJ playing like the most fucking shitty, boring songs. Again, he started to repeat songs. That's how I knew it was getting bad because they were running late because they were sick.
Oh my god, that literally.
They were sick or whatever, so it's like, fine. And then the local guys came on, and the local acts were better than people. The local acts were much better, but it's not. I'm not blaming them because they seemed sick. I guess they had the flu or some shit. I don't. They seemed cool, but when they performed, they did all right, and it was just you know what I realized there? Like, I'm not fucking fit for like humanity. That sounds more extreme than I mean it to. I'm not fit for like anything social or anything because it was literally like it was a weird feeling of like I'm at a concert, everybody's kind of losing their minds, like vibing out, and they're like on the stage like kind of being passionate, and they're like and I'm just standing there and like
You're just not feeling it.
I'm just standing there and I feel no instinct to like really nod my head, and so I'm literally just standing there still like kind of bored while like, and then Ruby stares me in the eyes for like 15 seconds, very uncomfortable, and it was just awkward, and I didn't like it. I didn't like the vibes. Maybe it was, but they did good performance, so they were good. And then the sound system was messed up, so Puya came on and it was like fucking screeching every time he rapped. And then Fat Nick is just fucking human excrement, so it doesn't matter. He's human garbage, so it doesn't. Who cares what he did?
The Suicide Boys show I went to in Atlanta was fantastic. There was no issues. The DJ was on time. They weren't sick. And Germ came
they were
out.
sick. They were all sick.
I'm not saying
they performed good though. Their performance was good.
Dude, I'm not shitting on them. I'm just saying I had an absolute opposite experience with them. But when Sexual Waterboys came to Atlanta, it was almost the same as your experience with Suicide Boys, because DJ came out. The DJ played songs on. He played a few songs, and then it was fine. The local group came out. They were okay. They had one weird like kind of like cha-cha based like weird trap song that people kind of got behind, and there were beach balls being slung around everywhere. I don't know, people were kind of into it. I was like, whatever, fuck it. They went off the stage, and then another DJ came out, and then he tried to play the same songs that the first DJ played, and he got booed off stage.
Yeah, that shit sucked, dude.
And then
they kept doing this thing where my bad, you go.
No, they took like an hour. It took like an extra hour 30 for them to Sexual Waterboys perform, but they all did good. Like Eddie Baker's super underrated live, and Chris Travis is super underrated live. I think that's why. I don't know why I understand why they get swept under the rug when it comes to Bones and Xavier Wolf, but like their live performances are on the same level.
Yeah, I'm sure they're good. I've never been to a Bones show. That'd be cool. Sexual Waterboy show.
I'm going in March to see the Creep tour.
That's fucking sick, dude. He never comes anywhere close to here, so.
It sucks, bro. It really sucks. They're good shows. I thoroughly enjoy them. They're different.
It's funny because I think it'd be cool because I know all of the songs, and I'd enjoy it. At the time I knew Suicide Boys too. I don't know if I probably would. I just have to find the right concert, but.
If you're going to a venue where you knew like 3 people from like Discord or something, or 3 people from Twitter, and then you went there, cool. Then you hung out with them and listened to some like you said, all the songs that you know, all the beats and stuff that you know, and just like actually hang out in a place where everybody's like, you could actually feel like the other person that's there, kind of like a similar experience with learning about the music and stuff. I feel like those environments would be good for you. But especially around the Suicide Boys, their fans are kind of. They're kind of crazy, dude. Bro. They're a little crazy.
They're not crazy. They're just fucking.
It's like old Eminem fans, sort of.
No offense to Suicide Boys fans, but a lot of them are fucking retarded. That goes for anybody though. A lot of fans of it.
Just like Ghostmane's fans.
I don't even.
Dude,
Ghostman is like
fuck Ghostman.
He's fucking
I
terrible.
hope somebody
shit,
shows
dude.
this excerpt to him.
It's fucking awful. Yeah, that show was like, I don't know. People there. Do you want to know the vibes?
These are
of
my
that
views
show?
only, by the way, guys. Go ahead. Yeah, I do want to know the vibes.
The vibes of that show were me and
Big
Elray
vibes.
standing awkwardly, and this kid in front of us, like these kids in front of us were passing around a cigarette like it was a joint.
Oh
It was
my
fucking.
God.
I've never seen anything like that in my life. They were passing it around. I assumed it was a joint, and weed. And then they turn back to me and they stick out their hand and you want to hit this, bro?
It's a fucking methanol cigarette.
It's a fucking Marlboro that they're passing around like it's sick. I was like, no, I don't want to hit this shit with the herpes.
I don't want your nicotine buzz, dude.
Yeah, that shit was so stupid. I actually know who that kid was too, but yeah, that was it. It was really cringy. The mosh pit was cringy as shit. Everybody looked weird. It was, you know, what's cool though. I just remembered this. I forgot Germ was there, and I'm not even a.
Dude, yeah, Germ is at our show.
I'm not I don't really listen to his music at all. But when he performed, that shit was crazy, and he went out into the crowd and he was hanging out with everybody, and while he was performing and going crazy, that was really cool. He was probably the
Germ
highlight of
goes
that.
the fuck off.
Yeah, that was sick.
I'm pretty
other
sure
than that,
he's in Grey 5'9" now.
Yeah, something like that. Other than that, yeah. But the only other concerts I've really been to were like fucking when my family was so into church, we go to like church concerts.
Yeah, please tell me about why you drive 2.5 hours. It's been bothering me.
Oh, that's funny. I forgot about that. No, you misunderstood that. I meant to like for events. Dude, let me explain to you. Let me break this down. This is
Okay.
good we got back to this.
All
I
right.
forgot we were going to come back to this. A lot of people probably know about this church. It's like a mega church all over the place. It's
Okay.
called Victory Outreach. You heard of it?
Nope.
That's the church. I won't explain it too in depth, but that's church is essentially the reason my family my dad came out here first, and then my mom came out here, and I lived with my grandma for like a year maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And then I came out here for whatever reasons, some spooky reasons, some spooky
Ooh.
origin story reasons.
Spooky.
Go listen to my lyrics, maybe find out.
Oh shit.
Fucking-
Secret messages, guys.
I don't know if I rapped about that.
You probably did.
But so we came out here, and we were like heavily involved in that church because they were like Christian now. They basically became like Christians and shit, and like reformed, whatever. Came out here, and so we were like when we moved here, dude. Dude, how deep should I go? I'll go deep. I don't
As
care.
deep as you want.
When we moved here, I literally just I lived in a fucking like the room of a church.
Okay.
The room like this a little tiny room that was like for probably storage. Or the room of this church that I lived in for a while I was going to school. My whole family, all four of us lived in, my parents and my sister. It was fucking weird. It was one small room. There was nothing in there, no bathroom or anything. They had like for some reason they had showers or some shit there. It was I don't know what the building was used for. We'd have to go there. We'd have to go like so you'd have to go out of this side down like the pathway into like another area building of the church, and then that's where we'd go to take showers and use the sink and shit and use the bathroom. It was fucking weird. So literally just lived in an enclosed room. I don't even think it had windows. I don't remember. It was so weird. Wake up and like they'd go to work or whatever. I'd go to school, and it was embarrassing because the bus picked me up. That's a Diary of a Wimpy Kid origin story. So the kids would be like, "Why are you getting picked up and dropped off at a church?" I was like, "Cause bitch, I'm divine." Way like an
Kids
angel.
are fucking weird, dude.
Dude, I remember that like one time we had an assignment where it was like, draw your home. And I was literally drawing the church. I was drawing a church. And so the teacher and all the kids were like, the assignment was to draw your home, and the kids like, why are you drawing a church? And I was like, I don't even know how to explain or what. Am I doing it wrong? It was so weird, dude. I lived there for a while. Oh, it was so fucking weird. But basically this church is like a dude, I want to spill the beans on this church so bad, dude.
Dude,
I don't know how public I should make this or how.
this would probably get like 35 views, so you can do.
Dude, you never know the snipers out there.
You never know, man. Never know.
This church, this is one. It's like a franchise church. It's all the fucking place they go to after shit.
Mm-hmm.
But so we went to this one for like a while, up until I was like in like I don't know 9th grade maybe 9th 10th grade. Kind of stopped. Maybe 10th grade. It was in a nicer building. This church has dwindled. It's funny because this church it's part of a mega thing, but they have their own chapters or whatever. So there was one in our city, and it's funny because when I first started going to it, they have like nice buildings and a lot of people. The church has dwindled now. I'm pretty sure they're in like a fucking tin shed now. It's like 5 people going. Like it's dwindled. This part of the church has, and they like send pastors to cities because they're like fucking like Metal Gear Solid missions and shit.
Dude, yeah, I know about shit like that.
Yeah, and so they've rotated pastors a bunch, and there was like a lot of controversy and weird shit happening in the church eventually, to the point where my parents were like, we're not even gonna go anymore because everybody there, at least the leadership or whoever sucks, and I never liked that shit really to begin with. But so when I said we drive 2.5 hours, it was just because they would do so. This church is in. There's a church in Albuquerque. There's one in El Paso. There's one in like a bunch of cities across New Mexico, and they divide them up into like regions. So all the churches it's called like the Rio Grande region of churches, and so there'd be events where all victory outreaches go to like one event or some shit. They do that all the time. So that's why
a cult meeting, bro.
It's fucking lame. They suck so bad, dude. They used to send this guy over. Like he visited our church like twice. I forget his name. Sal something. Look him up. Dox him. His name was Sal. I don't. He sings. His whole thing though. It's so fucking. His whole thing was that he's a Christian, who like, he sings like oldies, but he just remixes real oldies into like church versions of the song. It's fucking trash, dude.
Dude, I bet it was a hit though with all the old folk. They're like,
it was a hit with all the churches being like, oh, he's such a blessing. He's gonna come fucking bless us and sing old different lyrics.
Bless us.
Doing weird out covers like a retard. His hair, he had like a ponytail and he was fat as shit. He was shaped like Dr. Eggman and he had a ponytail. It was so lame. So we'd go to these events. It's funny because we went to one in this city, a different city that was closer, but we drove there,
and
I was probably like 11. And on our way driving there, it was like me, my dad, and then like a bunch of other dudes from the church. It was driving to like an abandoned high school, maybe one that was not in a school that was not in use at the time, to stay over there. I forget what the event was even. It was like staying like 2 nights at like a weird high school that was empty, to like have like a basketball tournament and do church shit. I don't know. It was fucking stupid. But on like halfway through their drive there, I just straight up like shit my pants. And I just sat in my shit I sat in my shit for like 2 hours or an hour and a half. Everybody was like, everybody's like, oh, it stinks, dude. What is that? And I was like, oh, dude, I don't know. It smells on. Doesn't it smell? Doesn't it smell, dude? I just fucking shat myself.
It just smelled the same for hours. Dude, it keeps farting.
An hour and a half or an hour, I just fucking sat in my shit. And it was terrible because we went there. I think it was only overnight, one night. So I only packed one. I don't think I even packed like underwear because maybe I did. There was something that happened where I had to basically I had to throw my underwear away in a trash can in one of like the gym showers, the PE showers, high schoolers. And I showered and I just like I didn't have underwear like the rest of the time. I was just in sweats.
Just commandoing, bro.
I was just in sweats playing basketball. My child dick flapping around. My sweats. Did I say that? We almost won the basketball tournament.
Your dick, dude. Fuck.
That shit was funny, dude. My dad still bullies me about that to this day.
About the underwear, or are you losing the basketball game?
But no, just go ahead. Remember when we were going to that place, you just shit your pants, dude? That was hilarious. Yeah, the church is crazy. You want to know another embarrassing church story?
Dude, these sound dope. We got a couple more minutes, and then I'm gonna have to dip. But I'll fuck it. I could sit down for like 2 more hours.
Yeah, me too, dude. I'm feeling it. I'm in the vibe.
Dude, go ahead. I want to hear another story though.
This was in middle school too. So we were so heavily involved in the church. They forced me into this shit, but they ended up making me do a lot of like plays. This church does a lot of plays.
Oh fuck, dude.
This church does a lot of plays, a lot of skits. And so there was one time where I played Jesus in front of everybody. Had this girl had some girl who's like 5 years.
You're accurate.
Oh shit, dude.
They were trying to go for accuracy, bro. They're like, white Jesus isn't real.
Yeah, I think I had hair. I had longer hair back. But I was like, it's so funny because I was like 12 or 11. I was probably 12, and there's a scene. The scene was like when some whore, as according to the Bible, some whore goes at Jesus's feet and like cries or some shit and puts oil on his feet or something. I don't know. That's a scene in the Bible, I guess.
Did they make you
But-
act?
Yeah, yeah, dude. I don't know why. It was like you're Jesus and like a whore goes to she falls down to your feet and she's supposed to be rubbing oil on your feet or something like that. I don't know. Maybe I added that in like later, but
I feel like that's right. I feel like that's
she's
correct.
she definitely falls at the feet and like worships you or some shit. But it's funny because I was like 12-year-old playing Jesus and the other girl was like 4 years older, like a full teenager, like falling at my 12-year-old feet and worshiping.
That's
me.
gonna give you weird vibes for your brain, like as you
Yeah, for sure.
grow
It was
up.
weird. It was weird, dude. But so I was in like a bunch of plays, bunch of I almost used the G word. I'm gonna do it anyways. Bunch of no, I'm not gonna do it. I know the feds are watching. That shit was kind of gay, if you ask me. No offense to the LGBT community.
Bunch of happy plays.
So there's this one play I had to be in at a public park. If you look this shit up, how many minutes you got? This is my last story.
Dude, I got time. I was just telling you, I got time.
Wait, you got time, but you're telling me you only have a few minutes left?
Dude, I can squeeze it out. I can milk it.
All right, if you look up
What are you
this play on
uncomfortable now?
YouTube-
Go ahead.
No, I'm not. I was just getting confused about how much time I had. Don't rush me, because
I'm not rushing you at all. Go right ahead.
I was just joking about that. But I'm just saying I know I get fucking like
This is
spastic.
fucking great. No, you're fine. These stories are fucking immaculate. What am I looking up?
You look up a Lighthouse play, and I'll explain to you what this is. I think there's a song by this Christian band. I don't know if they're Christian, I assume. The band is called Lifehouse, and they have a song called Everything.
Dude, I'm familiar with Lifehouse.
Okay, they have a song called Everything, and it's popular for churches. Some of these skits have like millions and millions of views. One of them has 37 million. I'm looking at it right now. I don't know who made this up, but it became a thing to do a skit to this specific song by them. And every church does like their own version of it. And you can go back, you can look, and there's videos from 10 years ago of them doing it. And it's a song where like one person plays like Jesus and another plays like a lost soul. And if you watch it, it's like you play a soul being tortured basically till finally you can run to Jesus. But it's always to the same song. It's really dumb. But they made me do this. They made me do this at a public park. And which was already embarrassing and bad, and I didn't want. They pressured me so hard. They pressured me so hard into doing this. I did not want to do this.
You played Jesus. You can do this too.
There was this like youth pastor at the time. I was such like maybe I'm pretty sure I was like an ass, but I remember just like making her cry and like making her. I remember like not on purpose, maybe on purpose. I just for some reason I was so this was like a rebellious like phase. I was just so like I'm not doing anything you tell me. I'm purposely reciting like explicit Eminem lyrics. And they're like stop. They're like stop it. And I'm like, I remember specifically because I did one Eminem lyric that I kept saying that they kept getting mad at me for. I put my dick in a circle, but I'm not fucking around. Was one. Oh shit.
You just mumble that under your breath.
I was just kept saying over and over again.
Circle, but I'm not fucking around.
Yeah, literally, dude. Like, oh, that was so funny. And this girl, like, she was always trying to like get me to do shit and like connect to me, and I was just like, leave me alone, dumbass. Get out of my face. I'm pretty sure I wasn't like cussing that much.
Jesus at this point.
Yeah, I already played Jesus. This is past that. I was just like, leave me alone. Get out of my face. I'm not doing anything you tell me to do. But her and like the other people of the church like pressured me so hard into doing this dumbass play. I didn't play Jesus this time. I played the tortured soul. So it was so cringy, dude. The way the thing ends is the soul person is freed from their sins or whatever. And you have to fake fight with demons, people playing like demons. So it's like literally like these two people grabbing your arms represent porn addiction. And I'm like, oh, get off of me, dude. Oh, stop. I'm not gonna watch porn anymore, dude. Stop touching me. And it's like, it's choreographed dancing. It's really bad.
You gotta break up two people fucking. Like stop it.
Stop, don't do it. And it's like now these people are grabbing me. Oh, this represents vanity or some dumb shit. And I'm doing this, and the whole time the guy playing Jesus is like hovering around you, and he's like doing weird hand signals, like, oh, I wish you would
Doing
just
gang
chill.
signs. He's like, I wish you would
I wish
just
you
chill with me, bro.
Yeah, I wish you would just chill with me, bro. And he the whole time, and then finally the way it ends is that you break through. Oh, this part was so annoying, dude. Fuck. and you would have to. It ends with like you running and like having to really kind of put your weight forward, and you're running, and you're like breaking through, and the demons or whatever, the people are like grabbing you and they're holding you
You're
back.
playing like Red Rover.
Yeah, yeah, and you're trying to like reach. I gotta put my hand in the frame. You're trying to reach out like Jesus, I fucking need you, dude. And then Jesus is like, come on, dude, come over here. He's literally like, come on, you got this, bro. And so I'm in a public park doing this in front of like a lot of people. A lot of people showed up to this stupid ass shit. And I'm like, I hate it. It's cringy, and it's so bad because finally Jesus gets you. You have to do sign, and he shows a bird flying away with his hands. It's really cringy. But finally, I like. It ends with you like. I gotta scoot back for this one. Doing like you basically I like the song's playing and my eyes are closed and you have to drop to your knees and like put up praise hands and be like, oh, you literally fall to your knees and put up praise hands. You're like, and the song's playing and it's so dramatic and I want to kill myself. But it's really bad because I noticed a kid who went to school with me was like in the crowd. A kid who was like not. He was not very nice. He was not gonna be very nice about. I was kind of cool with him, but dude, I remember going. It was even worse because he pointed it out. Like I saw him in PE gym in the locker room while we were changing, and I just like once I see him, dude, he's all, hey, what's up? And then he just drops to his knees and he spreads his hands out to the side.
No.
Oh, dude, it's so hard to recall. He drops to his knees and he puts his hands. Oh, you love Jesus, don't you? And he's doing.
Oh, you love Jesus, don't you? Oh my God.
He's doing the thing I did in the
You
play.
love Jesus, don't you? Oh.
He's just copying me, and I was, oh, dude, church blows, dude. I hate it. Yeah, that was my church stories right there. I got some more. I could talk. I feel like I could talk for a while, dude. On your schedule.
Dude,
whatever.
fuck. I wish I could. We're gonna get a podcast where we're 4 hours deep talking about some next dimensional, fucking science or something.
Yeah, I could go on and on
Like
forever.
the singularity or some shit. But until then, dude, thank you so much for being on and talking about all your influences and what makes you Adrian and, yeah, church shit and all that. Yeah, hit him with that light real quick. Dude, if you have any plugs, if you want to plug in yourself at all with whatever you have some upcoming projects or something like that, please talk about that real quick.
Fuck, drop my mic. Hold on.
This has been a real slugged up episode. This is the epitome of what this should be.
I'm slugged. I got the light on full right now. Plugs. I don't know. My name is gonna be in the title of the video. Just look me.
Yeah.
Adrian lowercase. Twitter, Instagram, SoundCloud. It's not one word on SoundCloud, but you could find that shit.
You can find
That's it. I don't really have anything upcoming.
You're not working on any beats to sell. You're not working on an EP, any features.
Writing stuff, but I'm just lately
Okay.
completely devoid of like any inspiration or any good ideas. But lately, last few days, I've been tapped in a little bit. Hopefully, I can drop something soon. Writing.
I enjoy your past couple drops. They've been fun listens.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the last one I
The
did. I want to do more.
creativity on them is really booming. I'm feeling that shit.
Thanks you. Thanks you.
You're
wanna
welcome. You're welcome.
Thanks you. I'm gonna do more stuff like the last one I dropped. If I knew, it would be so good if I knew locally, like someone actually like the physical dimension. Realm was trying to have it, the physical dimension. If I knew someone who made beats or like even played instruments or something, I feel like it'd be easier to get more creative juices flowing. But yeah, it's hard for me to find beats because like I feel like I'm not like suited my style. Let me talk about my style for 5 seconds.
Go ahead.
It's just my style of like what I want to write because I'm very focused on like the lyrics and the words because that's my shit. I'm a writer. If you didn't know, to write.
That's what I do. I'm a writer. I write words.
So like the type of beats that are, even if they're good beats, it's not that the beats aren't good. A lot of these beats are really good that I hear, but it's hard to find beats that are like conducive to what I want to do. You know what I mean? Beats that will like fit.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, this beat is really good, but I don't got the sauce. I don't got the swag to just drip on a hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can't just like.
Mm-hmm.
I can't just be flex on a nice beat. I have to, because that's not. I don't have it. I don't have that kind of voice or anything like that. So I just really rap. You know, I just rap.
Dude, one of the best places to find beats, in my opinion, is if you're just chilling in my Discord.
We'll have to do that. I check it sometimes. I always forget. I always forget Discords. I mean,
We usually hang in there almost every day, like 4 deep. Usually somebody's working on something, and usually most people link up and like work on stuff. Like there's a couple
Well,
people
even-
that have linked up and they're working on tapes right now in there.
that's cool. It even sucks because you know, Golian,
Mhm.
friend Golian, friend
Super
Golian.
good friends with Julian.
His beats, I love his beats a lot. I like his music. It's good. He has a nice sound. His beats go hard. He sent me stuff too, with the intention of like me rapping on them.
Mhm.
But it's just like, I'll probably come around and be able to do stuff on at least one of them. But it's like, these beats are good, but I just feel like I suck and I can't do anything on them. You know what I mean?
Have you told him that?
I've told him like 3 times. I feel bad because he's probably low key like, this guy's a fucking flake. Why isn't he my beats like he says he'd be? But it's like I try to write to
Probably
them, I
his
try to
Julian's
record them,
mentality.
and I just don't sound. A lot of the times I can't think of anything that sounds good over it, or I don't sound.
Dude, just
It's hard to
toss
figure
him back to him and tell him specifically, like, if you guys really want to work with each other. I love working with Gillian. He'll
I talk to him.
cater to you, like.
Yeah, we're in the know. We're in the.
sound-wise. Sick.
We be in the
That's
DMs
good,
sometimes.
man. That's good. All right, just be deep in the DMs. All right,
He's harassing me on.
dude. Yeah, harasses me every day. Beats my ass in
asking-
8-ball. It kills me every time.
Damn. Yeah. Besides that, I don't know. I'd like to do some video stuff. I don't know. What am I talking about? It's not a.
You're talking about. You're just. I just led. This is literally just slugged up, dude. We can do whatever. I could perform a swanton bomb right now if I wanted to.
You're right. I've been thinking heavily about not music videos though, like you might think I meant. I want to do like
Animation.
no, like videos like almost like skits and shit like that. I've been thinking heavily about.
See, I brought up something with you about I think it was like 2 months ago that I brought
Yeah,
up
you
something.
said something about you're writing something.
Yep. Don't talk about it. Shh. They
And
can.
it's called. What did you say it was
I
called?
don't
The
remember, dude.
Orgy Sex
Yeah,
Club of.
yeah, probably of 2011. Yeah.
Did you say it was called Georgia Orgies?
Yeah.
The Georgia Orgy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Atlanta Tunnel surprise. Don't you just gave them a blatant shout out. Fuck Audio Technica. Shit. What were we just speaking about? You just totally. Oh yeah, we're talking about writing. It's gonna be based on an old series that 2 of my friends did a skit or like episode 4 back like 7 years ago.
That's cool.
So I'm gonna try to revive that, rewrite it, and see how that goes.
The ultimate goal is to become fame. Wanting fame is it's lame. I don't really think about that much. I don't even like when like more 2 people at a time are speaking life. Very disturbing and and weird. But the goal, is to become a writer, very successful writer. I want to write everything. I want to write books for sure. I want to write a book. I have a lot of fucking ideas. I can promise you my Evernote is filled to the brim with garbage and half-baked ideas, but they might become something.
Dude, yeah,
like to
the
write for-
half-baked ideas, dude, yeah, sometimes it takes years for something to actually like hit its.
I'm not, especially with becoming a writer and
Point.
like writing a book. I'm only 16 years old. I'm only 16 years old.
Okay.
I'm only 20, so there's no. I don't feel. A lot of people feel pressure. I try not to worry about anything or pressure, especially with writing like a book or something. What great authors do you know who's like you're reading their book and it's like they were 20 years old and they're at this? That doesn't happen because you don't have life experience. You're not as well read.
There's only
You're
a
not as well
couple.
read at that point. Yeah, they're
Like Hunter S. Thompson.
Was he that young?
He wrote. There's a collection of his letters that I'm reading right now that stem from him being 20 to I think 20. I don't want to give the range. It's not necessarily he was writing at the time, but none of that at the time blew up. But his letters are some of some of like the best American literature that we have because of how it covered certain events. His Gonzo literature and stuff like that. He's really the only person I can think of at a young age that could be credibly like a good writer. I think in the standard that you're talking about.
Yeah. I agree. It's not. I know what you mean though. I haven't.
What I'm talking about is a little bit different than what you've stated.
No, I just mean like when you're like specifically like fiction novel.
Okay.
Like literature.
Straight off just a phenom.
Like he didn't write. yeah, like you don't read a great fiction novel. It's like a 20-year-old wrote this. What is a 20-year-old writing? They're probably published, but they're writing some like bullshit. Some fucking what? We're sci-fi in the future where every couple is trans or something.
Dude, that I don't know why that led me. I was gonna ask you about the series that I asked you to watch, because to me it was just,
I forgot about that completely.
dude,
That was like the whole thing.
It felt so. No, it wasn't the whole thing. That had nothing to do with the podcast. That was just gonna be something I'll talk to you later about.
Oh really? I thought you wanted to do it for the podcast.
I mean, we could have, like we are right now, like we're about to, but
yeah, we're gonna do it.
it's whatever. It, to me, when I didn't even know what to expect, dude. Actually, I kind of did. It being YouTube, very left
tell me something.
views. Yes.
Tell me something. So do you like this show?
Not really. It's just,
Okay,
to me,
good.
it stuck out as something just very different and very like a foreshadowing of like
all
future
content,
content, of future content. Yes.
Do you know what's funny is because you recommended it to me. I didn't want to say anything, but I thought you recommended it to me. I think I realized pretty quickly why you recommended it to me. But at first I was like, I thought it was under the pretenses that you actually really liked it and enjoyed it.
No.
And so I was thinking like, oh, dude, I don't want to have to be like, Charlie, you have this fucking
Your
shit.
TV views suck
Sucks.
ass, bro.
Yeah.
No,
I don't watch TV shows really.
I don't really. There's only a couple that I fuck with. Very select.
One a year maybe. I don't know.
Right
This shit
now,
was-
I like. Okay, go ahead. I want to talk about this. Fuck the other shows I like. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, we're
just this
going into it.
one in particular. Like
The first episode was like, within 2 minutes, we're gonna start sounding like right internet warriors. This show is just like, if you haven't heard of it, we haven't even said the name of it. It's called Weird City. It's a YouTube original. It's like trash, weird. It really feels like it was written by college freshman creative writing class. Like it feels like it was the project of a college freshman and sophomore creative writing class. Your midterm assignment is to write a pilot, because it's anthology, so each episode is different. It's like college freshmen were given their final assignment was
make a TV series.
write like a pilot of a series for their film class or whatever. It was really bad. The pacing was just awful because it was trying to.
A lot of the
condense
pacing
whole
was
stories.
bad, but then you gotta say, oh, it's YouTube. But you also gotta think, how much fucking money do they have?
No, I don't say that because it was produced by Jordan Peele and had a lot of good.
Oh yeah, I forgot it was made by Jordan Peele.
It's his production company.
Yeah,
they have
yeah.
a lot of money, and they got big actors in it who didn't act good in the show. The first episode
Now
is
that
about like a.
Dude, now that I think about it, it felt very Jordan Peele.
It was not as good as like his movie. I don't know.
I mean, it felt with some of the views and stuff that were coming into play. Like I have absolutely no problem with anything that I saw on the show. That's how society's going. That's how we're evolving right now.
I do. Let me tell you something.
Okay, go ahead.
Any-
I have certain issues, but I wasn't gonna bring them up. But I know you feel strongly about a couple things.
I don't. Oh, dude, I'm trying not to sound like crazy here, but it's just a show that's obviously
Just be
written.
honest.
The show is written by very scrawny men who wear glasses.
That's a fair argument.
Look, I'm stereotyping. You can stereotype me. I wear glasses and I'm fat. There
You
go.
think it's
That's
people
my
trying to
stereotype.
cater to a certain people?
It's written by very scrawny, obviously liberals, like super hardcore. I couldn't even. It was written by very scrawny men with glasses, and lesbians with dyed hair. Lesbians with neon dyed hair, for sure. That's who wrote this show, probably. It was just like so hard. I couldn't tell what the point of any of this. The stories had really bad twists. It's like a horror. It's trying to be like Twilight Zone, but future, and also comedy at the same time. Writing was just completely off. It was like amateur. The pacing was really weird, where they expected you to care about something that like just happened or didn't make any sense for you to care about it. The actual directing, this is like the worst offender. As far as the editing, have you seen World Peace, the show?
No.
Look that up after. But
Okay.
a show like that is a sketch show that was on Adult Swim, and it has such a strong.
Oh wait. Yep. Never mind.
That's
never mind.
that's
Oh,
the
wow. Yeah.
That's the MDE show.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I remembered it as the MDE show, but when you said, yeah, it didn't
Adult
catch it
Swim.
all.
A show like that even in the smallest things, like the font of the credits, the editing, the transitions from scene to scene, the cuts, and the camera angles and the cinematography, everything like that, it like oozes a specific style and personality that is their style. This show was like such flat, just the flattest camera angles, the most basic. Like there was no. It felt like nothing. It felt like I was watching nothing. No personality. The writing was bad. The actual plots that they told were not worth telling. They were as good as like there were ideas that you have when you're like in your early 20s that you never do anything with them.
You could tell what was going to happen. Like you knew primarily what was going to be the outcome of most things because they gave you way too much knowledge.
Like the first episode, I don't even know. Was there a message to that? They just became old.
Yeah, and they moved. I mean, I think the message was no matter this is gonna be terrible. No matter who you're with, as long as you're with the person that you love, it doesn't matter where you are. I think that was it.
That's the thing though, is like you're making something with that message. Am I a 10-year-old that I need to be watching this? Am I fucking in elementary school? Are you teaching me this? It was awful. I didn't like it. It seemed so forced to have like, oh, what if not Ted Bundy? Was that his name in the show? Ed Bundy? What's his name in Married with Children? Not Ted Bundy. Something Bundy. Al Bundy, right?
I think so. Not Ted Bundy. Not Ted Bundy.
But I don't know. It's like, oh, what if this old guy was kissing this young guy and they're gay and everybody was gay and the whole earth was lame. The second episode was Michael Cera episode, I think, where he was in the gym. That shit sucked. Michael Cera is not a good actor. That was terrible. That shit was whack and lame. He was trying to. I could tell he was trying really hard to act.
How'd you feel about the emoji baby?
I felt like I wasn't gonna watch past that.
Dude, it was so. That was the pit of cringe level, dude.
It was so lame. It was like, oh, you sext someone, and they have a little emoji baby, and then she sends it. She puts the guy's stomach by feeding it to him.
I don't know, dude. It was
the everything about it sucked.
in the last
episode,
episode.
Rosario Dawson has very big eyes that scare me. That's all I want to say. She was in the second episode. The Smart House episode, which I think is episode 5. Why would you do a bad Smart House thing when there's already the Disney original Smart House that is good?
Like you knew it was gonna happen in that episode immediately. You immediately knew it was gonna happen.
Mark Hamill plays the voice of the Smart House, which like you would think him giving his voice to something he'd do a good job, but it was like he didn't know what he was reading for. He read it dead and lifeless and flat. Small things like it's a Smart House AI voice, but they put no effects or filters on the voice, so you just hear it as like a voiceover with no effects or anything. So it sounds like you're listening to the people talk to like a narrator. It does not. You could at least put like the least you could do is put on like some kind of filter on his voice. So it's like the most deadpan, non-emotional.
Yeah, it's a futuristic city. They should know about emotions and stuff.
Obviously, he was just phoning that in. It was terrible. I don't know who the actress is in that. They have the Roseanne, the lesbian chick from Roseanne, married to some like very tall, who I can only assume is RuPaul. Is that RuPaul that was married to her? I think it was. Just some ugly,
Jesus
tall,
Christ.
odd. I'm sorry.
I thought she was attractive, but that will differ there.
Her acting was it's not about her being attractive. It's just she was 10 feet tall. Her acting and her voice bothered me because I'm not even joking. I'm not trying to I'm not trying to make a joke. That actress, like her voice, I wasn't even thinking this like in a bad way. I thought this was like a trans actress because her voice was like, so manly.
Okay, you're
it's
like,
so forced though because
your idea there isn't even far off though, because how are you like, especially someone like you?
What does that mean?
How are you going to tell?
What that means?
What do you mean?
Especially someone like me. How am I?
I'm not even trying to categorize you. I was just saying people like me and you, basically.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just weird that
it's a thing that we're going into where like you could easily offend somebody while just trying to be a person.
What I'm saying is she was a giant tall bitch, and she had a very deep masculine voice like this. Hi, honey. And but the couple was so forced. The writing, the acting was all bad. Chemistry is bad between every actor because all the acting is bad. The writing is bad.
Mm-hmm.
It was all pretty bad. That episode sucked. At one point, the smart house dumps beers into the sink to drink and get drunk. Why is that even? Why'd you write that? It's supposed to be funny, but it's not funny at all. It's terrible. Sucks. I didn't watch the final episode. Not on purpose.
The final episode has Aquafina in it, and
hey, pause. Don't say anything.
Okay.
Camera, I need to be a little closer. You can hear me. I sound good and clear.
Mm-hmm.
Making a little face.
Mm-hmm.
Take my glasses off. Fuck Aquafina. Boy.
It was basically characters realizing that they're characters in a TV show, and that they're on set and they can walk off set, and they realize that they have consciousness.
Oh my god, that's literally a Twilight Zone episode. Have you seen that episode of Twilight Zone?
It was pretty Twilighty.
There's literally, I watched that recently actually. Twilight Zone guy is like going about his business, and all of a sudden the set comes apart. And it's done well because it's Twilight Zone. That's a good show.
Mm-hmm.
The set comes apart, and then people are coming up to him like, "Sir, you gotta get to this part to do your role." And he's going around like, "What? What are you talking about?" So they just stole that apparently. But Aquafina, why? Like, why is she any relevant at all? She's terrible.
Every
she hosted. Her hosting Saturday Night Live is like, that show sucks anyways. But like, she's a little.
Dude, the skits are really bad now. Like it hurts.
Awful.
It hurts how bad.
I thought you had to have some level of prestige in their world, the Hollywood world, to like host. Aquafina's was in literally one movie that not even that many people saw. Crazy Rich Asians movie. I don't know anybody who saw that movie, but somehow, and was she even the main character? I don't know. And she was she was like a YouTuber, right?
No, but in the movie, she is the best friend to the main character.
You know, it's so funny.
And
she was a YouTube rapper.
Yeah.
She's a YouTube rapper, and that's how I knew about her from years back, like when I listened to like Dumbfounded,
mm-hmm.
and like Wax and all these YouTube rappers. I knew about her from there, and she still went by Aquafina. That's her rap name, and it's funny because she raps in this. I don't want to call it blackface, but she raps in this like nothing like she talks really, and it's so funny now because she hosts SNL and she does things where like, so you just don't talk like that anymore now that you're famous in the Hollywood. Hosting SNL is just different.
Her voice threw me off with her accent because she sounds southern, but she's from New York.
I don't know. I
haven't heard her rap at all, so I have no idea.
Her songs are really bad. I might have just been making up a lot of stuff because I'm just ranting for no reason. But anyways, it's really weird that she's being pushed so hard. Let's let everybody host SNL. Let's let everybody. Anybody.
Yeah, you can host it.
I got my monologue.
You can do a funny bit with the crowd like they do.
Hey, I do. I know my bit. I go to the stage and I point at somebody in the crowd and say, "Hey, you fucking nerd, look at me." That's it.
And then you shit your pants.
And then I shit my pants and say, "You fucking nerd." And I sit on the guy's lap. My shit pants.
All right, Adrian, I'm gonna fucking cut it here, dude.
That was crazy. We got a little heavy at the end, dude.
Oh yeah, probably nobody's even gonna watch this far. It's all right though.
That's why it makes it funny.
Yeah, exactly. It's hidden. It's deep. It'll never cause a backlash for either of us.
Never ever. Nobody will see this locally and.
Oh God. Man. Dude, I appreciate you being on. Appreciate you taking some time out of your day on this Thursday.
Yeah. I have no job, so I wasn't doing anything. I was not doing anything. I should have one. Soon.
It's okay. It's okay not to have a job sometimes.
I mean, I don't really give a shit, but just disclaimer. It's not like I made time out of my day for you. I just wasn't doing anything else. That sounds like.
I appreciate you guys watching. Leave a like and shit. Turn on that stupid ass bell thing so you can see when the video comes up. I've never done this before, Adrian, but now I'm doing. Subscribe and don't buy Audio Technica. We'll see you guys later.